Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. The T-2020 is back. Is it worth the gold? At least it's back for gold. But 12.5k gold for this tank, or you can get it for 10k gold. Honestly, I don't think it's worth that price. Maybe 7,000 to 8,000 gold. I would probably buy it, but it's just an average tank, nothing special, and there's just so many other tanks like this out there, and they kind of get boring. They do kind of get boring when you see these heavies in tier 8 come in that are just like all the rest. There's just so many that are very, very similar. It's just pointless playing them when you... What's the point paying 12.5k gold when you can just go and buy an IS-5, which is almost the same kind of tank. Plays the same, everything like that. The DPM, I think the DPM is a little bit better on this. But where this really sucks for me is the armor. You look at the IS-5 and the WZ-112, the Object 252U, them tanks have a really strong armor profile, where this, I mean, it has 140 millimeters, I think, of turret pen, armor, sorry, and you're looking at around 130 to 135 whole armor. Whereas things like the IS-5 has over 200 millimeters of turret armor. So you're going to struggle in getting the bounces. You're not going to get half as many bounces than you would in a tank like the WZ-111-2 or 112-2 and tanks like the IS-5. You're not going to get half as many bounces in them, and it's kind of frustrating because you're in a Russian heavy tank. You kind of expect all those bounces, but it just doesn't happen. You're going to get the odd few troll bounces, of course. This game, I mean, we've bounced 600, so we've bounced a couple of shots. But I really don't enjoy the tank. I'm really bored of the tank by now with all the other tanks like this in the game. And I just don't see the point paying 12.5k damage for a tank that you've probably already got pretty much in your garage. So I would honestly stay away from the tank. I wouldn't buy the tank. It's definitely not worth 12.5k gold. They definitely should make it cheaper, like 8,000 gold, and then do the 10,000 gold price with everything that the 12,500 gold has, the bundle has got. Because I just think right now it's too expensive. 12.5k gold for just an average Joe tank. I'm not asking for it to be OP. I'm far from asking for it to be OP. But I think they could do with buffing the turret armor just a little bit. For me, it's competing with all the other tier 8 heavies. This doesn't come close. This doesn't come close. I mean, we're going to have two battles for you. Both are from me. One's an ace, one's not. Now, this game here, I mean, we are top tier, so it's not as bad. We still haven't bounced too many shots. I think we bounced like 2 shots this game. But we have only also been shot a couple of times as well. So we are going to go and take out the Emil, one of the most OP tanks in the game at the minute. But that guy just made it look like a shit tank. So that game was of just over 4k damage. I mean, it's a nice credit earner. Don't get me wrong. 89,000 credits. It is a nice credit earner. And it seems to be quite an easy ace to get, depending on if you're playing Supremacy, depending on if you are capping bases or not. If you're just going to sit there and not cap, then you're not going to get the ace. I mean, it is a pretty easy ace. It was an easy ace when I was playing this before it got released. It's not a tank that I'm interested in having in my garage, because nowadays I just don't see the point in having a tank like that. Why? I'm never going to play it. If I'm going to play one of these heavies, I'm just going to roll out in the WZ-112, Object 252U, or I'm just going to hang out in with another tank, IS-5, you know. Very cheap, the best money you can buy. 1,500 gold for that. So Definitely not worth the price. Definitely not worth the price. Wargaming definitely needs to lower that price, because it is just an average tank. You're not going to get the bounces at all. Of course, you are going to get the troll bounces, just like we do there. But, I mean, the T-44 is running the shit gun anyway, so he's not going to have the pen. So we're going to watch this game. Both of these games actually don't do what my opinion justice, because I do actually have a really good couple of games. The first game, as you see, we had 4k damage. This game we're going to not have as much damage, but we're going to get a better outcome. So we do take care of the Glacial. Again, that's another tank that is very similar to this. Very similar to this. And that is the biggest problem with what Wargaming are doing. They're just bringing out tank after tank after tank that is exactly the same as the tank before. It gets boring. It really does get boring. And that's what I loved when Wargaming bring in the Object 252U, because it is slightly different than the rest. It has that higher alpha. It does have an amazing turret. But I've had enough of playing tier 8. I mean, when I play tier 8, most of the time I'm playing in the Scorpion or the Progetto 46, because they're fun tanks and there's not many tanks like them out there. It's just rampacked. In tier 8, it's just rampacked with premium tanks, which I'm not going to moan about that. That's absolutely fine. But there's just too many. There's just too many tier 8 tanks that are like this one, and it gets boring. Wargaming changed the heavy tanks up a notch. Make them better. Do make them better, or make this better at least. But make the sales better in general. I mean, I'm sure the first time this tank went for sale, it didn't get much feedback. But now it's for sale again, and yeah, it is gold, 12.5k gold, or you can get it for 10k. I honestly would just not save your gold. Black Friday's coming, the fair will be coming, and I can tell you, you're going to get more for your money's worth if you just wait than if you was to buy this tank. So we are just going to clear up these last two guys. We're on 2.8k damage. We've only blocked that one shot so far, which just goes to show you don't block too many in a game, because your armor's just not there. And when people buy this tank, they are going to expect it's like all the other tier 8 heavies, but it really isn't. The armor profile is not there. You're not going to bounce as many shots in this than you are like that tank there, the Object 252U, which comes in roughly, I think it comes in at the same price. The last time the Object 252U was for sale, I think it was actually the same price, if not cheaper. And that is actually one of the best heavies in tier 8. You just see the armor profile when he's angled. Yes, we got the bottom plate, we can see the bottom plate, but trying to hit that in this thing in a Russian heavy, it's going to be very difficult to get that pen. But right now we are winning on supremacy points. I do want to get a little bit closer to him, get one more shot off, and now my teammate, the Tankenstein, is on his way. But we are going to load up the HE. Hopefully we can get the kill. 8 hit points, and we do manage to get the kill. So that is the T-2020, guys. In my honest opinion, stay away from it. Don't bother buying it. You've got the fair coming up soon. You've got Black Friday coming up soon. Save your gold for something much better. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With